So look, thank you to all our speakers. I'm going to hand over finally to Steph, who is our chair here at Citizens Advice Portsmouth, as well as for Shaping Portsmouth, just to round up the conference to say, I know there's been a few questions. I'll probably make sure we capture that and we'll respond to people outside of this. I think will be the best bet time-wise. So it's the last you'll hear from me today, and I'll hand over to Steph. Thank you very much.
Tom, thank you very much indeed. Hopefully everyone can hear me, and I will need help just to sort of go through the couple of slides I've got to wrap this outstanding session up. And and I hope when we do the feedback, we'll get some lessons that we'll learn about what we can do it differently, better next time. But also, I just want to congratulate everybody, because I think it's been an absolutely outstanding and thought-provoking morning. And I know Sandy may come on at the end and do it, but Tom, thanks to you, my friend, brand new trustee. You've made a massive impact on the board, and you've also made a massive impact today with your professionalism and the way you've handled this morning. So thank you, Tom, very, very much indeed. So I guess most of you know me. I know we've got about 40 people left here, and most of you have said know exactly my two roles I have. It's Shaping and obviously Citizens Advice. January marks the 4th anniversary of my chairmanship of this wonderful organisation and board, and I just wanted to take a couple of moments around, to reinforce the messages I've got. And I guess because it's always very relevant, my very good friend is a guy called Mick Devereux, and for 30 odd years he was the Portsmouth North Social Services manager, and had an absolutely incredible impact on that part of the city. And the phrase he always used to say to me was, "Who cares for the carers?" And I just want you to kind of take that saying away with you this weekend, because very often you individually look after other people, and you always mind out for them and look out for them, but who looks out for you? And I just think it's very relevant at this point in time, that as your manager looks down on you to make sure you're okay, please turn that mirror the other way around and make sure that you ask your manager or your chief officer how they are as well, because as I said, who cares for the carers? But well-being. I mean, I'm very proud that Lizzie is the Shaping program leader for employee health and well-being. Clearly, that program has stuttered over the COVID lockdowns, but I know that in 2022 we're going to do an awful lot. It is incredibly important. I, outside of work, look after an 86-year-old widow who lost her husband of 63 years last year, and all of those things that just happened. Suddenly she didn't know, how they would work. So her mental well-being took an absolute nosedive, because she just simply didn't know how to operate, or how to pay the council tax bill, or how to renew the insurance on the house or the car or whatever it might have been. And her well-being suffered greatly. And if we could just make sure that we simplify anything we do, whether it's that debt advice or that Macmillan advice or that personal sort of immigration advice, it's better, because the person then just feels one, of that piece of that weight is lifted from their shoulders. You guys do it day in, day out to a brilliant level. And all I want to make sure that Kim and Sandy do is make sure you're okay, but we've got to make sure that Kim and Sandy are okay too, because you look after people and we try and look after you. Second bullet talks about our aims. I think you all know exactly what our aims are. And we have a pretty diverse community in Portsmouth. If you don't know, we have over 100 different languages spoken in the city. It's 250,000 people only, and yet we've got over 100 different languages and different origins of people in our city. And that will increase as the world becomes a bit more of a global, immigration and a global asylum seeking sense. The UK is, as you know, a magnet for a number of the poorer countries. Jan talked about social value. I want to give you my perspective of this. Social value is going to be a thing you'll hear a lot more about going forward. And there are two main ways of measuring the social value you are having on your clients. One of them is you can go down the social housing route that ABRI and Vivid have done, whereby the National Housing Association puts a monetary value on an activity. So if ABRI or Vivid get one of their residents into part-time work, there's a value of, say, £5,000 added to that. It's a theoretical value. It's not it's not a real value. If they get them in full-time work, it's worth 27,000, whatever. And every year, ABRI and Vivid literally measure the social value they have on their residents by this monetary matrix. For me, at Shaping and my team, we measure outcomes. So effectively, if you take any of our programs, and one of them I'll talk about is the Rough Sleepers program, where the Society of St James is running 3 buildings in the city, and up to 110 rough sleepers will be housed there. What Shaping and its partners are doing is starting to work with each rough sleeper that wants a pathway to employment, and we are going to move those rough sleepers hopefully through and onto a better existence. And therefore, each time we affect their particular life by their particular education course they might go on, a bit of a CV writing course, an interview, hopefully a job, we are going to measure that as an activity, and we're going to measure that as an outcome. And we're going to be talking a lot more about this at the Shaping Conference next week. So social value is the impact you have. Whether I have it on the lovely Jill Skidmore, who's 86, by just calming down her particular nerves around her income and her outgoings, or whether it's something that you do in one of your many services you give to the residents of our city. It's going to be here, and it's going to be something we do. And again, we talk about return on investment, the last bullet before I wrap up. It's so hard to actually financially measure the effect you are having on this city. But all I know is that the respect that you are all held in, the respect in which the brand is held in, the activities that the brand are being asked to get involved in, the sheer project involvement, you are simply the first name that people think about when they think about how we can help residents of our city. And the activities we've got planned will just further support that, and you may have seen some of those announcements already, but from today, it's been absolutely outstanding. All of the speakers, internal and external, have been fantastic. And I want to pick up just one last point, and we talked about the people's mental situation. We talked about shame, we talked about things like that. It is important to understand as well that with inflation running at 5.4%, that is, in my book, running one household a lie, because I'm seeing my utility bills and my mobile phone bills and my other bills going up by 9, 10, 11 and 12%. So I think with Wendy, and certainly with Andrew, our lovely RNC trustee, the research and campaign antenna has to be really tuned in this year, because I can see there being a really important change in people's economic wealth, and therefore I think that we will be sitting on a time bomb that will be ticking for that mental issues and more people coming to our doors. So inflation really worries me, because I think it's going to create a debt problem in the next 12 months. But if I can go to, I think, my last slide, which really is an extract from our annual report, and really it just it's meant in every word is thought about, and every word is carefully meant for me personally. From Sandy to the rest of this team here, to those that are no longer with us and those that have recently joined us, you are simply a wonderful set of individuals. As I said, I've just sort of finished my 4th year as the Chair of Trustees. We've talked about trustees before. We've got a few of them on the team here today. I am blessed with the team that meets every quarter and invests their time in what you do. I'm blessed by our leadership team that we have in the organisation, and simply the people who come and stay or come and leave, you all contribute significantly. And I can't think of a better place to be than the Citizens Advice Portsmouth, because what we do for people, you know, is invaluable. And all I want to do is thank you for everything you do. Thank you.